Yo, what's up, guys? This is Nico again, talking to you with no halo. Hey, today I wanted to be a little bit more direct to anybody that's still using. This platform gives me the opportunity to speak to anybody, but I really just want to help out in every fashion that I can. So I want to share something with you that was shared with me that really kind of kicked my ass into gear. That's a phrase, it's not if it happens, it's when it happens. Throughout my journey, I've been in plenty of situations where I found out that it's very true. It's not if you run into the law, it's when you run into the law and what's happening. It's not if somebody dies, it's when somebody dies, how are you going to react? It's not if your body starts reacting to the substance, it's when and how your body starts reacting to the substance. For me, those 3 points stood out the most because it wasn't if I was gonna have to interact with the police, but when I had to and why. My specific situation was we had hit a lick. And unfortunately, the individuals that we had taken advantage of called the cops. We called the cops, got pulled over, got hemmed up. I didn't catch any charges. I've been blessed by my higher power to not have to deal with that portion of it. But that was in itself enough. I was 21 years old. Actually, I was about 20 years old, just about to hit my 21st birthday. And I was detained for conspiracy on armed robbery. So for me, that really snapped into effect. And I remember when the older homie told me that, hey Nico, if you're gonna play this game, you need to understand it's not if you're gonna have to deal with the cops, it's when you're gonna have to deal with the cops and how are you gonna do it. The second one that stood out to me was it's not if someone dies, but when someone dies. That topic's pretty sensitive for most people because nobody likes death. But it's a part of our life. Everybody dies. But it's not if somebody dies, it's when. There's individuals that have passed on that me personally, it makes me very sad because their situations weren't like mine. I've been a habitual user, some of these cats, they got taken away just after one time with a very minimal amount of that substance. Their bodies couldn't handle it, reacted, and they died. For me, that one still is pretty tough because I feel like I should be the one that should be dead, personally. With the amount that I was slamming into my veins, the amount that I was using, I shouldn't be here. And that's not a joke. That's a fact. So for me, that one was very shocking too, but that statement still stood out. It's not if somebody dies because of using, it's when somebody dies because of using. I'm blessed to say that I didn't go. And there was a time in my life when I wish I had. I can say that I'm past that stage as well. I'm happy to be alive now. I'm happy to be able to use my second chance. It's not if you get a second chance, sometimes it's when you do. And I'm a rare subject that I got one. This is how I choose to use it. The last one that really stood out to me and was a big blow. It's not if your body reacts to the substances, it's when your body reacts to the substances. What's gonna happen? Mine's a little bit twofold. After using heroin for such a long time, my body started to react to it with cysts. Got one on my elbow that I could remember very vividly. Got one on my knee too that was very vivid. Just like a big old boil. A bunch of pus just sitting underneath my skin. It was gross, guys. Nasty. But I didn't snap that because of what I was injecting into my veins and smoking. It created my body to have these cysts of just stuff that it didn't want in there anymore. When they busted, it was gross. It was gross. But that was one part of it. The second part of it is alcohol. For me, that's another big one. I can't use it, but after getting done with heroin, that's what I chose to replace it with. Bad choice, just a heads up, because my addictive personality, I use things until it puts me down, and alcohol put me down. I ended up getting epileptic seizures and ended up being hospitalized for about 3 days. Very, very sad time for my life, because it wasn't if my body was gonna react to the alcohol, to the heroin, it was when and how. I share that with you guys because I want to make it very real to you. It's not if these substances are going to go ahead and mess with you, it's when these substances are going to mess with you and how. Are you prepared to take on that risk? Because if you are, then go ahead. But don't make it anybody else's problem. If you're not, great. Because it's not if, it's when. Just like right now. It's not if I choose to continue to stay clean, what's gonna happen. It's when I choose to stay clean, what can happen. And what's happened so far is that I just walk around with no halo.